Hello and welcome back to Wireman's Whimsy. We are continuing with the Impressions Abloom stamp set today. And I've added in a couple of things. I've added in the elements of text in here and with the splatters, and the happy birthday and the die cut is from Unbounded Love. So we've got lots of greetings, and look at those gorgeous, gorgeous dies. Really enjoying using that set, and the elements of text is just perfect. So what we've got is, this is pecan pie card base, and this is inked in pecan pie. And then we're using berry burst and garden green for our other colors, and some crumb cake. So I'm using masks in this. I've cut the masks out for the flowers already. And this one I did the masking first and then added the flowers. On the sample in the video, I'm going to do the flowers first and then cover them up and then put the rest down. So this one we're going to do as a berry burst card base. And then I've got a 5 1/4 by 4 piece of basic white. And that's what we're going to be stamping on. So we're just going to pop this out of the way for now. And I'm going to stamp my flowers. And the berry burst, I'm going to do full value of the center. So I'm just going to stamp one kind of in the middle like that, one up here like this, and then one down lower like that. Okay, and then I'm going to come in and do second value. So stamping off first, and I do the dark detail first because I find it easier to line the stamp up to do the background if I've done the detail first. It doesn't matter if you're a little bit off, and I tend to be when I'm doing this on the video because I can't always see exactly where I'm putting the ink down. Okay, and then we're going to come in on this one like this. Okay, there we go, that's done. I'm going to need this again, but I'm going to continue stamping for now. The center of the flowers I did in early espresso, and I just did the detail one. I didn't do the background one. So I'm just going to pop those in like that. Okay, so that's done. Now I'm going to come in with the circle of the elements of text. I'm going to make sure it's the correct way up, and I'm going to come in with crumb cake. But the first thing I need to do is I need to put my masks over my stamping, and I just cut these out of grid paper. I stamped them in just basic gray and then cut them out of grid paper. So I'm covering up. And it's okay that they're just a little bit smaller. So there we go. Okay, so I'm going to ink up. And I put these at the top like this. Okay, and then I put one down at the bottom like this. Okay, oops. So we're done with that one. Let's put that out of the way. Okay, we can take our masks off, and you can see I don't actually have any ink over top of my flowers. And that's the great thing about masking. And because the masks were just a little bit smaller than the flowers, what it means is the ink is right up to the edges of the flowers. Without kind of going over them, because when you do the masking, it does make a little bit of a halo kind of around your image if you cut it exactly the same size. So these are just cut just a little bit smaller. And I'm going to pop these back down, these two here, because I'm going to come in with the pecan pie and the large splatter, and I'm just going to come in and tuck it in like this. Here we go. And then I'm going to do the top. Actually, I'm going to do the top like this so that I've got detail all the way along the edges, like that. There we go. Okay. And I'm just going to grab a tissue and wipe off my counter so that I don't get all of that on the back of the cards. So we're done with this one. I'm going to pop that off to the side. Okay. So what we did on this one is I took my berry burst and my brush and I just added some color all the way around the edge. Just as if I was doing a junk journal page. Just added that color in. And then where it's not so detailed down here, I really brought the color in kind of to the corner there. And I'm just adding a little bit of color. And then bringing it further in on those corners with the large splatter dots. There we go. So we've still got a nice bright center on this. And because we're putting this one down on here, I have to do the leaves yet. I think I'm going to do berry burst along the edge. I did pecan pie just to pick that out. This is what it looks like without adding any color to it. It kind of disappears into the card. So I'm just going to gently brush some color along the edge, and I'm keeping it kind of to the outside of those perforated dots. I don't need to do a lot of color. I'm just going to come in and keep adding it. Oops, going a little bit in there, but that's okay. Right, so now it stands out just a little bit more. But let's go ahead and bring in our garden green and do the leaves. And I'm not worried about the leaves being masked, because there is a lot, the garden green is really saturated and it kind of covers things up. Now, what you saw there is I didn't put the stamp all the way down. I only put it halfway down, so I only had half a leaf. But because the photopolymer stamps, you can see through them, you can go ahead and go back in and you can add in the rest of the leaf. Now the greeting's going there, so I don't really need a leaf there. I probably don't need one there, but we'll see. And then we're going to come in here and maybe I'll just pop another one up in here like that. Oh, see, and I've done it again, just half a leaf. So let's go in and just rock that stamp back down again. Okay, so that is our leaves done. I am going to flat mount this to my card base. So we're going to come in, make sure I got it the right way around. We're just going to pop this down, equal top, bottom, and sides. Okay. And we are going to dimensionalize the greeting. I'm just using up the sides of my dimensionals. You know that I use the whole sheet. Just because you've used up all the little hexagons doesn't mean that the edges aren't sticky. You just trim them out. And we'll just peel those off. And we're going to pop this down right here. I'm just going to pick it up so I can make sure it's straight. And I just need to, there we go. Perfect. Okay, and I used, on both of these cards, I've used the Tinsel Gems 3-pack. Now this is done. You can't order these anymore, and they're not even on the last chance anymore. But if you're like me, I loved these and I bought a whole bunch of them. I think I've got 3 packages of them. So I'm going to continue to use them. If you don't have these, you can use the Strawberry Slush and the Pretty in Pink. You can use the Pretty in Pink from those, or the gold, the clear ones with the gold in them. And I'm just going to pop one more of these just down here like this. So that is our second card using the Impressions Abloom set. And let me know if you prefer it in pecan pie or in berry burst. And I have to say, I love how this kind of ties in with the pecan pie background, but I love, love, love this on the berry burst. So you let me know what you think, and let me know what colors you would do it in. So thanks so much for watching, and let's create together again soon.